Hello, everyone. I'm on a Zoom call with Rabbi Yitzchak from Or Yeshiva in Jerusalem.
You forgot my last name already? Botton.
Botton.
Right.
And I just would like to ask a couple questions about the Western Wall and the concepts that we have till this day. Why did we come up with writing notes on the wall, like the concept of going to the wall and writing notes? Where did this come from?
Very good question. It's interesting. Among some of the different customs, Jewish custom dates back very far, and in many cases, the sources of our Jewish customs would be, different holy writings. For example, from the Torah, the Bible, or from the oral tradition that we have written in the different books, the Talmud. In this case, from the research I've been able to do on the topic, it seems that there is no real clear answer as to particularly how and why this custom started. Chronologically also, we're not clear how far it dates back. However, the common theme that seems to be the catalyst, or what really caused this minhag to spread, this custom to spread so widely that people from all around the world now today come to the Western Wall and they drop off a note. And in fact, they every month, I think every month they have to clean out the wall from all of the various notes. Jew, non-Jew, from many countries, people just come and write notes. So I think the base of the custom is really the importance of the place where this wall stands. A long time ago, where we see this single wall that remains, looks like a very old wall. So that was one of the outer walls of the area that was designated as the Holy Temple. Now, the Holy Temple was where there was a special service done by the Kohanim, the priests, and it's taught that from that place where the Holy Temple is essentially where all of the prayers from all of the people of the world go up. And that's why in Jewish law, when one prays, he actually is meant to direct, if not at least in his mind, but even physically, if you look at all of the different temples, they're sort of facing where the temple is. If it's in America, so they're facing east, and if even in Israel here, where I live, so we would face ourselves wherever the temple would be in proximity to where we're living in Israel. So if you live somewhere in Israel, all the synagogues, all of the shuls will be facing that place. So since that place is so important, it's really we're like the spiritual, center of the universe, so to speak. And there's a verse in the Bible that says that is the gateway of prayer. When Jacob had his famous dream, Jacob's ladder. So the verse there proclaims that place to be the gate of heaven. And so that's understood to be where all prayers go up. So the custom developed for us to go to the last remaining place that the temple, the wall, this wall, which is again from the temple, and to put our notes in there, which are really our prayers and requests that God should hear them. And it is really a powerful place for the prayers to be answered. There are many miracles spoken about, prayers that have been answered from people that have gone to the wall and prayed, because in addition to it being where the temple once stood, the sages teach us that is the place where the divine presence still rests. So there's an aspect of God's manifestation that is a bit more powerful and more revealed there than maybe other places. And so that adds to the specialty and power of putting the notes over there. And again, one doesn't have to put notes. One can also pray there. It's also very, very important. And really, God hears prayers from all around the world. Anywhere that we pray, of course, God will hear our prayers. I will say that there is an interesting story of a great rabbi, a famous rabbi, who was given a note by his Rebbe, his teacher, because he was moving to Israel. And so when he went to Israel, he was told by his rabbi to put that note in the wall. And so he had forgotten about this request from his rabbi to put the note on the wall. And after a while, he remembered that his rabbi told him to put this note on the wall. And then he went and put the note on the wall. And the way the story goes, shortly after that, his great knowledge of Torah spread right away, and he became a famous rabbi. And he's today one of the most famous rabbis that the Jewish people have ever heard of. His name is the Chida, Rav Yosef Chaim David Azulai, and he authored more than 70 books. And so it's funny when he went back and looked at what the notes said, and it was a prayer from his rabbi that his student Chaim should have success in Israel, in Jerusalem. And once the note hit the wall, his success skyrocketed. So that actually could be really probably where the story gets so much fame, and maybe where the custom picked up. And that was around the 1700, because he was a famous rabbi. Once people heard his story, maybe they got the idea to do the same thing as well. His rabbi was one of the most famous rabbis as well, the Or HaChaim, he's called. He was a great Kabbalist, and so we see they're very holy men that's this custom could be based on them, in fact.
Another question I have is, how is the wall still standing till this day after 2,000 years?
Right, after so many wars and attempts to destroy it, there's a promise by God that this wall will stand until the end of times. And so we see that could very well be the power behind why no one's ever been able to destroy it. Another point we've mentioned is that the divine presence is resting in this place and in this wall, and so that protects it from destruction.
I have another question. Why does the word translate to Kotel? Like, how is the word Kotel, but in English it's technically the Western Wall?
Okay, so the truth is the word Kotel is abbreviated form of the real term is the Kotel HaMa'aravi. And the Ma'arav is west in Hebrew. It's Drom, Tzfon, Ma'arav. So the west is Ma'arav, and so it's the Kotel HaMa'aravi, it's the western wall, because really there were four walls that represented the borders of the area of the temple.
Okay. Thank you for your time. It was really good speaking to you.
It's very nice. Say hi to your mother and father from us, and hopefully we'll be coming to visit maybe for Passover.